We're now on Dcad lesson 22A, and we've done our preliminary work on the structure, and we're going to now be dealing with floor plans. And in order to do the floor plan, there's some additional information we need to address. One of the things that I did find out is I did a preliminary wall bracing on that front garage door, main garage door wall, and it does not meet the minimal wall bracing requirements, so we may require engineering, probably involve some hold downs, but we'll get into that a little bit later on in future lessons. In this lesson, we're dealing with floor plans, and in order to do that, one of the things that we want to do is take a look at the project site, because we're going to have to gain access to an upper floor above the garage, and so we have to figure out where we want to place the stair. We're going to want that to be an individual exterior stair, and just in case this ends up becoming a rental unit, they need to have private access to it and all that. So I'm going to open up the site plan real quick here, and we'll take a look. And so this is the existing residence, and this is where the existing garage is, and the driveways come on out. It's an L-shaped drive, and it seems that the most logical place to place an exterior stair would be between the residence and the garage. There are some things that we need to consider there. I'm assuming that the stair will be non-combustible, be a steel stair, powder-coated steel stair at minimal maintenance and all of that. So I'm going to hit Z for zoom and zoom up on this area a little bit just to see what I have between the existing residence and existing garage, what that space is, and to make sure that I have enough room for a stair there. Other option would be to bring the stair out here on the other end of the garage. It's a little longer walk, so let me see. I'm hit B for vector and just click on this corner, right click, and then gravity move using the comma on this corner, and I can see that I'm 6 point along the x-axis. 6 point is right up here. Gravity move again. 6.7037 feet, so a little over 6'8". I can put a stair right along here, but the problem with that is that it's going to really restrict access between missing the stair, avoiding the stair to get around this side of the house. So what that tells me is that I'm going to want to place this stair over on this end of the garage, and we have this door here, exterior door, and so that's going to be an issue that we're going to want to make sure that the stair avoids that. So we may extend that stair, a little further toward the front of the garage, and to deal with that, to make sure that we miss all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this down. One other thing, though, is we can also see that these grades, as I scroll on out here a little bit, these grades are dropping off. This is a consistent grade through here, and so this is actually really fairly level. But these grades here are sloping in this direction. So what that means is that this existing grade here is substantially lower than the grade over here. So we're going to want to address that with a stair also. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this down and hit Control W to zoom on out here. And I'm going to turn this guy around, just reset working plane, Control W, go to layers, hit L for layers, and I'm going to have just active or named layers only, and I'm going to scroll on down. I don't need to have the title and border up right now, so I'm going to close some of that stuff down. Actually, all I really want at this point is the floor plan, which is in layer 1, and okay, and I also am going to be moving those into layer 1 into 101, layer 2 into 102, and so on and so forth for these existing main floor layers, because I'm going to be drawing in layer 1 in a short time up above here. Actually, it'll be layer 5 because it'll be upper floor. So so what I want to do is I also want to call up the section drawing, because the section drawing and also the elevations lines, because I want to get kind of an idea of heights involved here. So actually I'm going to roll this guy back around to the right and Control zoom up on this area here, and we have you can see our heights that we have. So this is our basically our main floor line right here, and that stair is going to have to drop down below that. So I'm assuming at this point in time that our landing for this lower landing for the stair is going to be roughly 1 foot below this finished floor line. It could even be a little bit lower than that, but I think that if we need to, we can build up a little bit and have a step off of the landing if we need to. So at this point in time, I'm going to assume that the landing will end up being. Let me see what this is at the front of the garage here. Hit B for vector. Just right click here, and then go over here and gravity move. And it looks like I'm 4 inches here on the Y distance. I'm 4 inches below the finished floor line at the front of the garage. So that means the landing, if we go 1 foot below the finished floor line, the top of the landing would be 8 inches below this front end of the garage, and that seems appropriate to me. So so what we have here is I'm going to right click here and go up to our finished floor line, and I'm going to be looking at the Y dimension here, the DY dimension Y, gravity move, and I'm at 9.1458, and I'm going to add a foot to that. So that's going to be 10.1458 feet that we will be going from the top of the concrete landing to finished floor level, upper finished floor level. So again, what that's going to be is 10.1458. So what we want to do is we want to get some information on that stair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my spreadsheet here and go to File, and then go to New, and click on the Templates, and go down to Stair Calc. Yes. And here's Stair Calc right here. So job code D0604, D0604, stair location. I'll just put exterior stair. Total rise is 10.1458. I think that's right. Maximum riser height, we don't want to exceed 7 inches ideally. And the tread depth, we're going to try at, let's try at about 10.5 inches. 0.5. Okay, so, and then the riser to tread ratio determines a comfortable stair. Usually I use this formula here. 2 times the riser, two risers plus 1 tread should fall between 24 and 25 inches. Right here we're at 24.03, so that's the lower end of that ratio, and which means that's really a pretty comfortable stair. Each riser would be 6.763867 inches, and so that's a pretty comfortable stair, I believe. So, and what that tells us also is that the total stair run, not including the landings, we're going to need a landing at the top of the stair also to enter into the apartment of, the ARU up above, gives us a total run of 14.8750 feet. So, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this right now. File, save as. And I want to put that in my correct folder here. And that's not really structural, that's just, and I'm going to call it, if I can click here in the right location, D0604, stair calc. And we just want 1 there, not 11. Okay. Okay, so now we'll have that for future. Okay, so in order to do this, to design this stair, there's a couple things we need to be aware of. So we have a little over 14 feet that we need in run, and again that's 14.875. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot up here to the floor plan, and I'm going to actually call up a stair symbol. Let's see, Control F9. And we go in to bring up symbols. I just want to go to Sim. Double click that and go down to see if I have any stair symbols. Okay, so stair 1, That's an old standby right there. Stair 2 looks okay. So stair 1 is a simple stair. I'm going to go ahead and open that and just bring it on up here. And I think I'll go ahead and explode it. This is just a basic stair symbol, but it gives us some kind of an idea of what we have as far as overall length stuff. We can extend it on down as we need to, but this will give us kind of a guideline. So we're going to have, obviously we're going to have more riders than we have in this particular situation. Just going to click to. So we're going to have a landing up above here somewhere, and one of the issues that we want, and this gives us some good information about heights and all of that, for doorways, for example. So one of the things that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure we avoid this, that we're at full height by the time we get to this man door down below into the lower floor. So I think what I'm going to do here is just hit V for vector, or actually I'll just do a rectangle. And we're 3'2" in our width here. I'm going to go make this a little bit wider stair. I'm going to make it 4 foot. And I'm going to just right click here, and let's see, let me go call this back up so I take a look at my total run, which is 14.875. Okay, so I'm going to go point relative minus 14.875, and I want to go 4 on that. So there's my rectangle. So that means that the stair, and we'll also have a concrete landing out here, and we'll have a landing at the top. But this stair will project substantially beyond the garage there. So easy way to do that is, what I'll do is I'll just do actually a new stair design. 10.5 inch treads are, like I said, a pretty comfortable stair for this situation. So, and we're going to have a landing. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a landing here right now. And actually, I should be in layer 4. Let me put that in layer 4. And I'm going to call up the info box real quick and put that in 4. Okay, and all this should be in 4 too, although I'm not really going to worry about this at this point in time because I'll be drawing a new stair. I'll just be using this for some guidance. Okay, so I'm going to do a landing now here, and I'm just going to gravity move, and I'm going to make that landing. I'm going to make it a 4 foot long landing too, so we have plenty of room. Minus 4, okay, and then we'll and I'm going to actually move this. I'll move it maybe just another 6 inches out, so I have room for posts to support the upper floor landing here. So I think I'll move it out about another foot, so I have plenty of room. So I'm going to just take this and this, gravity move, M for move, minus 4. There. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Try that again. I just want 1. M minus 1. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put a landing up here too. I'll just steal this one and N to duplicate it, and I'm going to stretch this out a little bit too because I want a nice sized landing up above. So I'm going to stretch this out so it'll actually be a 5 foot landing. Okay, so that'll give me a good landing at the top of the stair, and we have plenty of room for all of that. It's not going to interfere with the garage or anything. We just have to make sure we don't run into it when we back out of the garage. So bottom line is right now this gives me where my first tread will start and where my last tread will end at the top. So I can take this information now and just kind of zoom out here, and I'm going to hit V for vector and click at the bottom of the stair and hit H for orthogonal mode, and I'm just going to hit K to snap to that line. Now I want to also extend that down one additional foot, so I'm just going to right click to it and go 0 and minus 1. Okay, so that's extended that on down. So now at the top of the stair, I'm just going to use the same line because it's easier. Equals for parallel, and go to here and click here at the top of the stair. So what this does is this gives me a basic profile for the stair, and we can see our section drawing here. Of course, the trusses are going to be coming off, when we do our floor system. So right now I'm just going to do a quick and dirty profile of this stair, and I'm going to call up my spreadsheet again. And so what I have is for each of my risers, I'm just going to click on this and Control C to copy it. And I know that I have a 10.5 tread depth. Could make that a little bit deeper if I wanted, but I think 10.5 is pretty good. So now I'm going to hit Z for zoom. I'm going to hit V for vector. I'm going to go right click here, gravity move to it, and 0, and then I'm hitting Control V, and I want that to turn that into inches, and it'll take me up that far. And then I'm going to go point relative and 10.5 inches and 0 on that one. Oops, that was feet, not inches. Let me try that again. 10.5 inches. There we go. And so we have one tread now. Hit enter. So now the quick and easy way to deal with this is just to right click, and it clicked on and selected the line. I'm going to hit enter and it'll select the tread. I'm going to hit N and just duplicate this, each one of these, and right click to the previous one. March on up here, and we'll make sure that this ends up landing right at the finished floor height. And it looks like it does. Okay, so now I'm going to temporarily just get rid of, I'm going to just hide layer 75, which is our section. Okay, so we can make sure that this last one actually ends up on at the finished floor level, or actually very close. I'm hit V for vector and just K, and then go out of orthogonal mode and go here and gravity move, and it's you can see here it's -0, so it's really close. Okay, so I'm just going to combine all these now. Just hit B and turn it into one line. I click on it now just to verify, and it's all one line. So now we have our stair profile, and what we're going to do now is zoom back up, or scroll back up here to the floor plan, and since we're in layer 4, I might as well go ahead and put the rest of these treads in. So I'm just going to hit V for vector, and we know they're 10.5 inch treads, so I'm going to gravity move and -10.5 inches, and hit H for orthogonal mode, and come on down and just hit K. So now this 10.5 inches, just for this upper tread here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on that and set a handle. Go over to set selection handle and right click here, and then hit my scroll button to activate the command. And I'm going to go H. I don't need to be in orthogonal mode anymore, so that toggles out. I'm going to hit N, keep doing this, and see if our last one ends up at the landing. Sure enough, there it is. Okay, so let's see if there's any, hit V for vector, see if there's any variation in there at all. Right click and gravity move. We all look good there. So this last one I don't need to have on there. Delete. So now what we have is we have both our stair profile, but we also have our stair on the floor plan. That profile we'll probably put in a different layer at some point in time in case we want to do a actual stair detail for the stair fabricators, because again this will be a steel stair. So we have an idea now of how far out we're going to be projecting from the garage, and we can just do a quick dimension to see how far the landing itself is. And so it's 10 foot 5.5 inches that projects out from the front of the garage. That's not bad. So hit Control W, and we can now see that we're actually in pretty good shape for our stair, and we can use this information here and just extend it on down, change our heights if we need to. But at this point in time, we don't even really need this anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and just select this and delete it. We're definitely clear for the man door there and all of that. So I'm going to just go ahead and take this back to reset working plane. And we now have our stair location, size, and all that all figured out for the garage. And again, when backing out of the garage, they're just going to have to want to put a post here or something. So definitely move out, because the cars will probably back out this way and then move forward out of the garage along the driveway. So that concludes Dcad lesson 22A, dealing with the floor plans. Next we'll be dealing with the bathroom design, figure out where we want to locate and all of that. So that concludes this lesson.